Okay, welcome back. Hey, Talin.
Hey,
Good to
Michael.
see you.
All right, good to see you too.
Every time. So happy to see Talin.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Wow, we've had such a fun time whenever we get together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did some graphic design with Razorgraph.
Oh, we need to do more of that.
And now we do UX design.
Did you get to go to off
Yeah.
this year? Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Now, you know what we did this
Yeah.
year?
What was that?
We did live stream from off. You remember the
That's
booth?
cool.
You
Yeah.
remember the activity?
Yeah.
I was live streaming from there.
That's cool.
There was like thousands of people all around, a lot of activity. So this year we didn't do the Razorgraph. What we did
Yeah.
is still using Adobe Capture,
Yeah.
and then we would print on bags. Like,
Oh.
you could have your own,
Oh, that's
own bag,
cool.
and it worked. Like seriously, they produced the bag in maybe 2 minutes.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was
That's
crazy.
cool.
So what took time was to use Capture,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
the design, but then
Yeah.
printing was so
It
fast.
just went fast.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that was nice.
I'm sorry I missed that. I didn't want to. What better
Yeah,
conference to
next
go to
time.
than Barcelona, you know?
It's true. It's the best. I think
Yeah.
it's the best. Okay, so maybe you want to explain
Oh,
what
yeah.
you do in the Adobe.
Oh, let's do that. Yes. So I'm Talin Wadsworth. I'm the lead designer for Adobe XD. So I'm pretty much designing XD, the tool inside of XD, which is kind of this really crazy,
Yeah.
weird Inception-like thing to be building the tool with the tool that you're building. That's just where it's weird.
So you do the design of the tool and then you share it with developers.
Yeah, so I work really closely with our great product team and just some amazingly smart engineers to basically develop the features that I need to solve, interaction, design, motion, basically solve like all those challenges of like designing
So
apps.
meta.
And
Yeah, this is meta design.
And I actually I gave a sneak peek of actually layers inside of XD
when?
at the Layers conference. Just
At
the
the
other
Layers
day, At the
conference?
Layers conference.
Can you sneak it today?
I think we could.
Yeah,
probably
actually.
get
I mean,
a
if it was
little-
at the
yeah,
conference, no.
yeah.
Oh my God! I never
We
saw
can
it.
show some.
Should be a sneak for me too.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So maybe we can recap. We have 1 hour, so we have time. Adobe XD, I remember we did this stream. It was in March.
Yeah.
So it was the first public version.
It was. Yeah.
Public preview. That is Mac only today, but I'm pretty sure we'll get the question so we can insert it today. It's also coming on Windows.
Also coming on Windows very soon. Well, soonish. It's working. It's going right now. I saw it.
You saw something?
I saw it on a Surface Book the other day.
Wow.
It looked good.
Yeah.
I wanted.
And
a
Surface Book is not the fastest PC you can get.
Yeah.
It's still very fast for a laptop.
Yeah.
They have a GPU acceleration index and everything. So
It was great. It looked good. We're gonna make Windows look good.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so layers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna sneak that.
Yeah. So let's see. So we did our. My man Rob
Who's
over
there?
there. Rob.
Rob.
Mr. Zilla.
Hey.
Yeah. So we Adobe Experience Design.
You wanna come?
No.
Yeah, you can come and say hi. I mean, it's okay.
It's casual. It's casual.
Casual. We're with friends.
Yeah. Yeah, so Adobe Experience Design, I guess as we could properly
experience
call it.
design.
Right, the app, new
so-
tool sort of focused on mobile app design, right, bringing the best of design with motion and interactivity.
Yeah.
Right, again, these are really a key part of what designers are doing nowadays, right? Is you're designing for these screens, various devices, right? Like you need a tool that helps you solve those problems, right? And so
Because we have UIs everywhere, not only in apps, like websites, of course, but like any kind of screen, like seriously, like the dashboard of a car. Now, technology is so advanced, like in any kind of connected objects now that, the big pain point, especially in the enterprise space now, is design.
Yeah.
Like how to anticipate the best user experience to have just a successful application.
Yeah.
Just want it to be successful.
And then to like scale, right? Like that's the thing I think
Yeah.
that's really blown me away is when, basically the scale of the projects that we work on now, right?
Okay.
It used to be sort of, if you're lucky, maybe you design for like this really thick book, right? But most of the jobs were very sort of like small. You could manage, there was only so many sort of separate pages. And now we're just, we're basically taking and these experiences are hundreds of screens, multiple devices, right? Just the scale of the problem is.
That's the beauty of
massive,
this project. That's what we'll like you. You started with a very strong foundation.
Yeah.
with really high performance, so you can have like hundreds of screens. You don't really care; it will perform, and then you add features based on the feedback of the community. So actually, you have this website which is User Voice. I should put a link in the chat.
Yeah, you should. Yes.
Is it XD forum? Yeah. AdobeXD.uservoice.com. This is what the product managers and the Adobe XD team reads like every day to get the pulse. I don't know how to say it, but what the community wants.
Yeah, they're voting. People are voting up and down. People proposing features. Yeah, like again, like we're really interested in like what tools do you need to solve your challenges, solve all these problems that you have as like interaction designers, as UX and product designers, and that's what we're just trying to do. And I think like so from March, right? That was our first preview.
Yeah.
We've released updates every month based on your feedback.
And you released a new update this week too.
Yeah.
When was it?
Today.
Oh, this morning.
So yes, this morning.
It was this morning.
Yeah. What day is it? I don't even know. Yeah, this morning.
So what I've heard is that there is a French version.
There is.
Yeah.
Indeed.
French, German.
Yep.
We made it to Japan too.
Japan
and Japanese
too,
version.
Yes. Yeah. Shuri, if she's still on, she
Shuri
can tell
is
us.
on. Shuri is using Adobe XD like crazy girl since this morning.
Yeah.
She's just crazy about it.
Yeah.
Designing. I think she already designed like 3,000 screens.
Oh yeah, for easy. It's easy.
It's so
like
fast.
that, man. It's like that. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to show us maybe start with the basics and then introduce us to what's new?
Yeah, let's do that.
And if you can sneak the layers, then
we
I would be so happy.
Yeah, we could do a little bit of that. So I mean, we'll start with I think still some of my favorite features. I'm sort of in my design a little here, so I don't want to give us kind of a head start, but just sort of my favorite stuff. And I think it all kind of starts with the repeat grid for me. That's kind of one of the first features I think we developed in our prototype was really the repeat
very
grid
popular,
feature, right?
Because this is very useful.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of the foundation of we're going to be adding I think symbols. And just later in the year we're working on it right now. So
symbols, like the same concept you have in Illustrator, for instance?
Yeah, so basically, and if you look at like the repeat grid, I think what's great is it shows off, again, how we really want symbols to work, which is really seamless, right? So I had a group of objects here in my app. Again, I've been kind of obsessed with the national parks lately and just hiking, of course it's summer. So I had this nice little lockup. And of course now that I can sort of use the repeat grid to convert it into this basically like a symbol that repeats. Now I can go in here and I actually can in real time just kind of riff on the design, just kind of try some different layouts, and so it just kind of flows. All the changes go to all the repeated cells. It's really easy, really handy for me to actually. I can really easily sort of repeat as many as I need, or I can kind of mess with the padding really directly on the canvas. And then I can go in there, and what's great is that content is separate from style. So of course this is meant to be my sort of roll up of stories. So I want to sort of have different titles here. So
that's great because if you want to test this prototype with a user, it's always better to have like different text in this case.
Yeah.
I remember that there was something you added. Maybe it was last month.
Yeah. The drag and drop.
The drag and drop of text file.
Yes. Let me actually see if I have something that works for that. I had some
text files,
some text there, but I think
but
I can just show.
Big one, man.
We can just show like drag and drop of text onto the canvas. Of course, I dropped in the most inopportune place possible, but basically you can drag and drop text files now into XD.
Okay, anywhere.
And it automatically makes a text box, and I can go and style this. And it's the same thing. I wouldn't have to write all these headlines by, as I go.
Yeah.
I can just drag and drop my text file right onto the repeat
it's
grid.
one line per.
Yeah. But I will
item.
quickly while we're here just grab some of these images here and actually just drag them in. Because again, one of my other favorite things to do.
This one is very smart.
Oh, this is. There we go.
Here we go.
Some drag and drop. Right, put those right in, and then of course one of the things we also shipped recently was scrolling, just really basic scrolling.
Yes.
capabilities.
So you were telling me that this is the first stage of scrolling.
Yeah.
But you have other plans in mind to improve it.
Exactly. Like we have. So right now I'm just going to drag out the size of my artboard.
Okay.
There, and of course now when I go and I preview that.
Preview mode. Okay. So if you share it with a user, he will be able to scroll and click on an item. So
exactly, right? So the key is to really to iterate quickly, to be fast. Everything sort of starts with the idea of like how can we make
that
better,
be fast
faster?
is the theme of our creative jam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's be fast.
Yeah.
Oh, let me put the link in the chat again for our friends, because UX design is actually one of the categories, so they can use Adobe XD to create prototype an app, and the theme is be fast.
Yeah.
So an app to be faster.
Yeah, I've seen you guys. I mean, the work coming out of the creative jams with XD has been amazing.
Oh yeah, you saw, because we have also like creative jams all around the world and in the US, and now just using Adobe XD. So that's it's mandatory.
Yeah, it's great. So I basically use the repeat grid here. Now I'm going to start wiring up and making things kind of interactive. Again, scrolling we launched very recently, but one of the features we've had kind of the whole time was this ability to move over from design mode, where you have all the design tools, right, and be able to sort of transform and manipulate things to your liking. Once you sort of have that, you can move over to prototyping mode, and now any object on the canvas can be wired up to be interactive.
To jump to another screen.
Yeah, jump to another screen. So I'm just going to quickly drag and drop from my headline image to take me to the first article, and then I'm maybe do a little bit more of that as I go. And of course, this is live, so now I'm actually...
Oh, you don't have to refresh?
Now I can just test it out.
Wow.
And so I can always see kind of like,
there's a back button.
Yeah, there's a back button.
Oh, you just add it here and...
Done.
You don't have to refresh.
No,
oh my God, that's cool.
That's really cool. So that's really handy. Of course, those are really great. Of course,
do you think that one day I will be able to have this preview directly on the device?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are planning also to have an iOS and an Android preview app, right? So you'll be able to
I can design my
designs,
screens, and then I have my device and I just...
Right there.
Oh my
God. On my cracked screen one here. But yes, I'd have this sort of connected, and then eventually be able to just take it with me and basically have access to my prototypes everywhere.
Oh, nice.
That's really a goal, kind of where we're kind of a little preview where we're headed in the year here. So
cool.
Of course, one of the things that here today we launched the new update. So a few of the things to kind of set things up, kind of where we've been, right? We have this really great drag and drop capability, speed with something like optimizing for designing layouts like with the repeat grid and all that stuff. But we just we're continually adding more and more features to help people just get the design or the look and feel that they want, or optimize their workflow in some way. Yeah. So today, our features that launched to the preview today, that's free, by the way, through Creative Cloud for anyone. One is background blur.
Yeah, I can put the link in the chat so they can download it now.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we're going to hop back.
Background blur.
Yeah, background blur.
I really like this one.
Right. So let's say we want to have this. This is an iOS app. I'm designing it for the iPhone. So when I want people to be able to share this article, I want to be able to use that sort of
share on Twitter.
Yeah. So I want to be able to utilize some of those conventions, from iOS. And so the one we added today was we added background blur.
Yeah.
And
which is very frequent.
It's a pretty awesome background blur.
So you just duplicate the artboard. Yeah. That's it.
I'm just going to duplicate that artboard, and then I'm going to draw an overlay, and you can see actually my preview's updating live as I'm designing. And then over here now in the context panel, I have an option to just check on background blur.
Okay.
And there it is. So
it's really like a mask.
Yeah. Well, it's an effect. It's basically like I'm taking my overlay.
But but the rectangle you draw behaves like a mask.
Yeah.
And will blur everything that
everything underneath it.
Wow, that's
so cool. I can actually change this. I can change the amount of blur.
Oh, and also the brightness.
Yeah, and also the brightness.
Oh my God.
Which is pretty great. As well as the overall opacity. It starts at 0, and then I can make it more and more opaque.
I like it.
Right, so that's really nice.
So what application is this? This is Adobe XD. It stands for Adobe Experience Design. You can get it now. It's a free preview. It's Mac only for the moment. The Windows version is coming later this year. But yeah, this is Adobe XD. And we have Talin. He's the designer of Adobe XD, so he knows the app.
So I can show you the live sort of nature of this by just dragging it over now I can just sort of have it over any of my screens.
And just to be clear, it doesn't have to be a rectangle, right?
No, it doesn't have to be a rectangle. It could be
circle, any kind of shape.
Any shape can have the background blur applied to it.
So nice.
Oh, and you're also seeing another little feature that we launched today because I hold down
option, what is it?
Measurements. So this is really helpful for when, of course, you're trying to hand off communicate with a developer.
All the time.
Yeah, right. You just want to see and
even for yourself, you want to have always, I don't know, your title 16 pixels from the left.
Yeah, I want to know if I have a margin here. So here, if I just select any object,
select the object.
Hold down Option or
Alt.
it's giving me the measurements.
And it will display the measurement. Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
So if I just do it and hold it like that, it'll show me for the distance from the artboard. So whatever container it's inside, it'll show me the distance on each side from the
If
container.
I want to know the distance between the title and the subtitle, for instance, can you do this?
You can hold. So then I just hover over.
Oh, you just
the other
hover.
artboard. There it is. And what's really cool, which is, let's say I wanted to, for me, for some reason, I need to know the distance between this icon and that headline. If I hold the same thing and go over there, actually, that's a really horrible background to show that on.
Yeah.
Let's go find something maybe a little better.
More contrasting.
Yeah.
And someone is asking, how do you make a gradient color?
Oh, so gradients
Yeah.
are coming.
Oh, they're coming
They're,
like in the app.
Yes.
But you are already using gradients, so how do you do it?
Oh, so let's see. We do support gradients. So if you copy and paste
From Illustrator,
from Illustrator, from Sketch,
Okay.
from anything, we support gradients. We just don't yet have the handles, the edit
Oh, yeah.
for the gradients.
But
we
this is
support
something,
it.
so that's coming, is that
very
you
soon.
can create.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, gradients. Actually, it might actually be in this build I'm working on right now.
Oh, yeah.
But then you saw, so one of the other sort of cool things about measurements is, of course, it's cool to see things that are in line with each other, but things that maybe are not properly aligned. You wanted to maybe see, what's the distance. So if I hover over, say something like that,
Oh, nice.
I actually get the measurements that would intersect with that object that I'm hovering over, and that's pretty cool.
That's very
I
cool.
don't think I've ever seen something like that. So that's pretty exciting. So measurements, background blur, and those are two big things today that we launched in the app. So here, of course, I'm going to open up my iOS UI kit that ships with the app.
Yeah.
So we provided some handy sticker sheets, so you can go and open those up and copy and paste. So actually, how to share to Twitter.
No,
right there.
They want us to go Oprah, so I guess it's to it's to give away something. So you know what? If you stay with us, we have
Hang
the
around.
Oprah power. So before the end of the show, we will give away a 1-year Creative Cloud subscription to someone in the chat.
Nice.
Okay, so stay with us before the end of the show. So
And you
it will
guys are
end
getting
in
enough
40
easy.
minutes.
Last time we had you make an app.
Yeah, yeah. So this time it's even easier. Just stay
this
with us.
time you're fine.
And also another way to, thank you, Vudival. If you fill in the survey, it's just to know more about you, who you are. Then you get also one chance to win a 1-year Creative Cloud subscription. We'll pick one winner per day. So yeah, stay with us.
All right, so I've quickly actually just pasted in those components from, again, because I'm making an iOS app.
Yeah.
This is a part where I'd be taking advantage of the core iOS components.
Nice.
So I would, of course, communicate that to my engineer, my developer. Of course,
And,
but that was,
and you have UI kits.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to.
Yep. So we provide in the build, like when you download XD, iOS, Android, and Windows. Actually, assets just copy and paste right into your document. Of course, now that I have that, I'm going to wire up my share button to be interactive. Great. And then we'll wire up the post so we can then go back.
Nice.
And then now we can just launch the preview window again. And when I click on share, look at that.
Nice.
Share right
So
there.
fast.
Twitter. So that's pretty exciting. So that's two new things. So background blur, again, they got that very iOS effect, and then also measurements, which is great. And then, of course, two more things I think with the launch is that once I sort of have, my prototype, all fully interactive, and I'll just quickly wire up just a few more screens here, again, to be more of a real kind of project. Once I go and I can actually share that online. Of course, that's one of the key things is once I have, a prototype, I want to test that either with, the people I work with, right? It could be like the product managers, it
stakeholders.
could be, any of the other stakeholders, developers. I want to be able to just hand them a link and just say, here, look at, test this prototype. So I'm going to just quickly share that prototype online.
So this is hosted by Adobe. You don't have to do anything. Just generates a URL that you can send by email, Slack to someone, and that's it.
Easy. So there it is. Everybody can go and they can just hold on to that URL. I'll be able to keep updating to that URL so that stays live.
Oh, okay.
As long as I want. I can switch that and change that if I want to. But most of the time I just want to update to that link. And then
so you want to show the web experience?
Yes, let's go check it out. Let's actually just click on that. We'll go out here.
So this is what the users will receive.
Yep. So they'll receive a link. Oh, actually, one more thing I wanted to do is, this is good. So basically from here, they'll be able to click around the prototype on the web. Let's go see that background blur. Oh,
nice.
There it is. Very nice. Post to Twitter.
And you have a full screen mode.
Yeah, so now we have also full screen mode. So full screen mode, let's say you want to see your screen. Let's say if you're doing something for web or you're doing design for bigger sizes, you want to be able to sort of just get rid of all that sort of chrome that's around there.
Nice.
And just have a very kind of focused, nicely presented experience.
Very nice.
Yep. Oh, but I forgot to wire up that button. So that's great. And of course, I can send this link to anyone. But the thing actually...
And if they don't know where to click...
Yeah. Oh,
you
that's
get some
right.
hints now.
That's right. If you... Let me go back here and click on... So if I click on something that's not interactive, it actually gives me a little
now
hint.
You get some hints.
But that's... Oh, you should probably try that.
Nice.
Click there. That's really great. Of course, so this is like one way to share, and of course, this is really handy if I just want to send around the link.
And Ben is asking, do you handle versioning inside the app?
Definitely, we're very interested in that topic right now. maybe we'll more on that. But yeah, because I saw this thing going around the other day. I don't know if you saw it with like the final, the little all the there's that thing we do, when we think it's done, we're ready to package it up, and then there's of course one more
final
change.
2,
yeah,
final 3, final very final 2.
Yeah, and so now which one's the right one? I don't know. After a while, it gets a little confusing. So we're definitely interested in versioning as well.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Git for XD. That's an interesting topic. Oh. So it would for like
would be to
for like your icon assets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe to export to Git automatically the assets. Yeah, it would make sense.
Cool. Yeah.
So again, let me put the link here, XD forum. You can definitely go on user voice and check if there is someone already talking about Git, maybe, and then vote for the feature, or add a comment, or create your own feature request, and the community will vote for it if they like it, and then you will know if the team is working on it.
Yeah.
So this is something you share, like you say, okay, we are working on this feature. This is coming.
Yeah, and actually we're answering that. Like if you go and look at all the posts on user voice, again, our product managers and our engineers and the designers, we're all there, and we're giving update status. And if something hasn't been updated in a while, just let us know, because we'll definitely go in there. Again, we just want to make sure that we're solving problems and we're putting in the right features. But just no more. We want to put in just the right amount of features, right? And we don't want to overburden it. We want to say, like, does this help you be a better designer, be a faster designer? And those are the things we're really interested in. So
that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So one other option, and this is actually, I think, would have helped when we were having our post to Behance.
Yeah.
Is you can now actually embed your prototype on the web.
Oh, okay. So you generate iframe code or something like that?
Yeah. So actually now, once you share...
look at that.
Embed. So now I can just grab...
I can put it on your website.
Yeah, that iframe. See if I'll go out to Behance real quick.
But it has to be authorized by Behance.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You cannot embed like anything. You have to... We should try to join this company called Behance. See what they can do.
See what they can do. All right. But yeah, so you can now embed your prototype on your... This is really handy, of course, because designers want to be able to share their work.
To find the phone number of this Behance company. Yeah, we'll find a way to contact them.
So that's what you have a great, like when you're presenting your work, particularly as an interaction designer, right? A lot of times we're just sharing it like a video. That's a really great way to do it. But again, you want to provide maybe the fully interactive app that you're working on, and so now you'll be able to embed that.
And they like the fact that you can submit features and vote for the features.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I think again, like that's what we've been really excited about. Is just to get out there and share with people. And I think that's why we put out XD this early, right? Like we're still in a preview, almost beta-like phase, and we want to get as much feedback as possible, because again, we're really interested in kind of the future of where designers are going and the problems we're trying to solve. So
that's good.
Yeah.
And also, I want to, because here you're just sharing a prototype for an iPhone 6 version, for instance.
Yeah.
But with Adobe XD, you can also create, in the same project, the experience for an iPad user.
Yeah.
But then can you share? I mean, how can you share the experience then?
So right now, what we have, and we're going to be working on this, when you go in and first start sort of wiring up your activity, there is this little home icon.
You say this is my home.
Yeah, you say this is where you should start.
Okay.
And so, like on my prototype, actually, I wanted to start from the login screen. So I'm actually just going to select the artboard and actually just click on the highlight. There's a little highlight for where a home button might be. So I can just click on that to actually tell my prototype, where do you start? What's the first screen I want my user to see?
That's good.
So that's great. And so, right now, if I want to do that for my iPad, what I would do is that the only thing that's going to be uploaded in my prototype is actually the screens that are connected.
Yeah.
Right. So what I would do is I would come over to my iPad and I would mark it as the home. And now any screen that connects to home will be part of the prototype I share.
I see.
Yeah. So we're going to be working on, we're still trying to find, I think, the right answer there, and we'll be testing that with users. Kind of how do they want to be able to? And we can have hundreds of artboards in the same document. How maybe I want to do some A/B testing. Maybe I want to share different UX flows with different people.
Yeah, like you start on mobile and you finish the experience on the website or this kind of experience.
Yeah. So we're definitely
happens all the
looking
time.
at cool ways to do that.
Nice.
All right, and so the one other thing that we did today as well is export to PDF, which has been a requested feature for a while.
Yeah, it has been requested by a community. I remember that.
Yeah,
this is not something I was expecting.
Yeah,
to be frank.
I was
like, why PDF? But it's true. Like today, and I guess it's due also to the first tool used by UX designers, because I remember the first UX design team I've been working with in Paris. Yeah, we're working in Keynote.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So the only way to share something was interactive PDF. Yeah. Also something you can do with InDesign. I remember some team working in InDesign exporting interactive PDFs. So now you can export PDFs. So you get like one screen per page. I guess?
You can do it actually two ways. You can export just your selection, right, as a PDF, or you can export all of your artboards as a PDF. And actually, do I have something selected here? I think I had something selected. That's why. So let me go up here. I'm going to go export PDF. And I can choose export.
Oh, in one single file?
Yeah, actually,
each
like
screen becomes a PDF.
Yeah, like I can have all of them together in one, or I can do multiple PDF files from all of my artboards. And again, I think when we went and then we had talked with designers, like this was a workflow that they would utilize, particularly early in the process, or maybe at that handoff phase. Is that, like your point, like if we don't have the tool, more than likely they can open it up as a PDF. And so designers.
And also, I know some agencies who are using PDF and Acrobat actually to add comments.
Yeah.
And you can have like several reviewers because with Acrobat you can then merge all the comments coming from 10 different people.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Into one single file. So this would be very useful.
Yeah. So actually, let's go look at it. This is actually the first time I've actually done this in a while. There it is. All my artboards as a PDF. So that's really handy. Again, I mean, also PDF is becoming a format that you can also use to develop for iOS as well.
Oh yeah. And now we even have Acrobat on iOS now.
Yeah.
So you even add comments on iOS.
See, open up XD on Photoshop? Not yet. We
open up XD in Photoshop. Yeah. So what would it become?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like one single PSD with artboards? No, they have artboards in Photoshop.
They have artboards, yeah. I don't know. We're definitely interested in that. Definitely go to user voice and tell us. Again, we're really interested in kind of why. Like,
what was the use case?
What would you be doing with that the other way? We're definitely thinking about also, Photoshop into XD, being able to either place or to place smart objects or do those kind of workflows.
Smart
things we're all really interested in too. So yeah.
Especially if you have Creative Cloud libraries at some point, then we can use smart objects in the cloud.
Even
libraries. Easier.
I'm really excited about libraries right now.
Me too.
So let's see what else we got. Do
you want to sneak the layers?
Yeah, maybe we'll do a little layers.
Oh
boy!
It's first, even for me. It's the first time I'll see that.
Here we go.
I'm excited. Because that's the number one requested feature. Hey, come on, guys! Come here. You just layers in Adobe XD, and now we have
You say layers?
It's like a little whistle there. Everybody came running.
I was gonna peek on his screen, but hey, what's up, everyone?
So, and actually, oh, hold on. Oh no, invalid document type. Okay, let me try this a different way. When you're working with so many builds, so many, keeping track.
So many builds.
So layers has been quite the process. Layers are one of those things that depending on what app you learned in or what app you came from, right? Layers either plays a huge role or no role at all, or only plays a role at a really specific point in your workflow. And so we've been doing a lot of thinking about layers. We've been thinking basically like why and how do designers use layers?
Hey, Henrik. Oh yeah, you're not sleeping. Should be sleeping. He's from Scandinavia.
Oh, yeah. All right. He stayed up just to see layers.
Yeah,
look at that.
That's it.
Amazing. That's the kind of
they hear that, They hear
the kind of devotion that layers has.
Their ears started burning and they woke up.
Yeah. It's like the bat signal went out. Everybody was like, what? What's that? So again, I'm going to preface this. This is still super early, and we are doing this really just again to find out is it useful? Mm-hmm. I'm not sold yet, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
Let me know.
If Talin is not sold, still need some work.
Well, it's just it's about layers, right? When you have these, again, we're working at scales now that I think just dwarfs anything we worked on previously, right? In terms of like how many objects, how many artboards, and once you get beyond a certain amount of layers, it becomes pretty unusable. Yeah. I think that's been one of the biggest challenges from a kind of UX standpoint. Is how do you take that and make that useful to people, right? Instead of making it a problem that they have to solve. Right. Not only am I designing, I also have to manage all my layers. Right.
Like the worst is when you receive a project from another designer.
Exactly.
Because if you share it, you want your layers to be organized, so that it's easy to work backwards if you need to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so, but that organization takes time, and that takes, to me, that's probably why I have little patience with layers, is because I just don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to I just somebody take care of that.
So if you don't have layers, you don't have to worry about how clean they are.
That's right.
Yeah. But of course, part of our jobs now is also to produce the usable assets for development.
Yeah.
And so again, that's the thing that we talk to users a lot, which is like, okay, how, when, and why do you use layers? And a lot that came up is, well, I kind of separated it into like 3 blocks. Is that you have sort of ad hoc use, which is just like that on-off, hide, show, lock, unlock, the really transient sort of use of layers, right? And that was like while I'm designing. And then later on, as your document starts to grow, you start using layers to put a little more management into it, just to manage, again, the breadth of the scale of the objects that you're creating. Okay. So you put a little more thought. You start grouping things. Yeah. You maybe make some symbols, right? You start doing, and then a little more deliberate. And then you have the things that you do at the very end to communicate. And that could be share a design document with someone else to make sure they understand what's going on there, or to share with a developer, right?
It's true. And another one is a lot of times there are different third-party extensions that will tell you to label your layers in a certain way to get a benefit that they can give you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is interesting.
Exactly. So, right, there's these 3 stages of layers, and really, and how do you solve for that? You can't and so we came on this concept really early on we called local layers. And actually, let me pop open
local layers.
Let me actually.
What is it?
Let me actually pop open this. I will just go right in and show you. So what's great is that I work with some amazing engineers.
He wants to sell the concept first.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, so I work with some amazing group of engineers, and what they do is they take a branch and then they let us play with it and actually give us tools to actually see it change in real time. So local layers was really about showing you just what you're working on at that moment.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, so here I have a document that has 7 artboards, right? And actually see, here's the layers panel right here for the very first time in XD. And of course, I can see all of my artboards there are listed, right? But when I go and I click on an artboard, it shows me the local layers of the things that I'm working on.
It's locally constrained to the artboard or to the group, or
right now this one's actually super constrained
to
the group and the things underneath or around it.
Underneath or around?
Yeah.
See, the only reason that I've ever wanted, I've been using a XD every day.
Hidden layers.
The only reason is if something's below it and I'm like, gotta move this out and then get to it and then move it back.
That was the very first thing I wanted to solve for. Like and that was kind of the birth of the local layers concept, which is I needed the sub-selection capability because there's something in this very complex layout that I can't actually access, right?
Oh, I love that.
Right?
So around and in.
And yes.
Okay.
So now if I actually click into this group here to maybe it's something, it's showing me now just the layers of what's inside that group. Again, because the things I'm doing are really, again, local to this group context.
Right.
And I said, this is a super extreme case. This is like, again, this is why the engineering team is so amazing, is that I have this toggle that I have inside this app. It's a very special keyboard command. And, okay, right now this is the super local layers. Now show me a little more information. Okay. So now I'm seeing the layers for just that artboard.
Okay.
So now, again, a little widening the lens a little bit more, right? Showing me now as I move around to the different artboards, I'm seeing the layers change.
I see.
Right.
Specific to that artboard.
To that artboard.
You have the blue line on the left of your layers to tell you which element you have selected.
Yeah, and we're also, they're also a little
contrast.
Yeah, little brighter, a little darker than the other ones when I had things selected, right?
Oh yeah.
Right, you can see. All right, so
how would you select something that's under the thing?
Yeah. It's hidden.
How do you solve my use case?
Yeah. So so let's see. Where's the these ones aren't super complex.
There is a shortcut just for you.
Yeah.
Just for you. There's a Travis shortcut.
A Travis shortcut.
So right now it's not working, I think. Oh, it is. So I actually can just use, again, I can use the layers list, right, to just see kind of what's underneath or what's, again, if I go back to my really restrictive view. So I wanted to select like the background, and I could just quickly toggle and select the background.
Just available now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, right now we're not. Again, this is super early, guys, but we're not showing locking or the hiding actually.
Yeah.
The hiding actually doesn't work, but
It's fake.
but it's really just to like get everybody's feedback to see like, okay, what's the most valuable view? I could see all the layers. Like this is everything. Again, this is just like the full big view. Or this is like the super restrictive, show me just what I'm working on view.
Could you turn it off completely? Get rid of the panel?
Yes.
Good.
Not in this one, but you can.
Cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because that way you can go
'Cause
turn it on when you need it.
I don't need it 98% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was the thing that, like, when you, had this really funny slide where I listed all the things people do with layers, right? Which is everything under the sun. People have built, again, whole workflows on top of layers. But the real, like, common thread, which is exactly what you just said, is that I don't want layers until I need them, right? And I think that's really been, again, I don't think we're not quite done yet.
Yeah,
There's definitely more work to do. But again, we want to make sure that people feel like they can get work done in XD. And I think, again, having access to layers for, again, some of those activities that I've mentioned are really key.
There's a great UX principle here is that your customers will say, well, I want layers because I want to create groups and groups within groups so that I can organize and have control of everything.
Yeah.
And what you're hearing and you're abstracting from that is like, that's what you're saying, yet what you really want is something that's already doing that for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to a certain extent, right? There's, and I think that's where, again, the very earliest feedback we had, which is they didn't want something that felt too restrictive, right? So it was sort of walking this fine line between, again, helping you do something faster versus giving you control to do something different, right? Or do something unique, or do something in a way that if you feel like helps you as you're working. So I think that's really kind of the key. Key story. So, all right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
When I think of layers and how it translates into my workflow, I want to be touching the art instead of like getting a new file and having to crack open layer. I want to touch the art. That's what I see here. That's exciting.
Well, you guys will be really excited about the other thing we're doing.
I'll show you. one more thing.
I can't unfortunately show you.
Oh no.
That's a bummer, but you know.
Off stream.
Great, exciting. Okay. Well, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, no,
look at your
no. Thanks for coming on. Really,
bounce
guys.
out
So yeah,
Awesome, thanks.
no problem.
Layers.
Layers.
Okay, so
Tell us how you use layers.
Yeah,
Really.
tell us in the chat
we
how
love
you,
seeing
how
that.
would
Yeah.
you use layers. We had some questions where we're showing layers. We have a lip slicker asking is there a link with Adobe Muse, and this is something we get all the time because we have a great design tool with Adobe
Yeah.
XD. You can design websites, you can design apps, and you're like, oh my god, but I want this to be alive. You know?
Yeah.
So do you have a strategy in mind? How can I create this link with first developers, and then with tools such as Adobe Muse that will let me just generate the code from.
Yeah, I think we very early on we developed XD. I think to be kind of agnostic of code. At least of where we started. And I think that we're constantly kind of getting feedback on again what would help designers. I think to get work done, and that could be hand off assets to a developer.
Yeah,
that could very well be generate code
snippets
in some way, possibly. And I think those are all again. If you go to the user voice forums, I think there's a couple threads on code in some way. CSS comes up a lot.
Yeah, CSS.
I mean, what's great is I think just a testament to the way that we built XD is that we could pull out any kind of information that we'd like.
And also there is this wheel and this M to open Adobe XD to extensions.
Yeah.
So this is something also that could come from the community.
Definitely.
Maybe not from Adobe because we don't see it as a priority, but maybe in your workflow, someone will say, okay, I will jump on this opportunity and just make it happen, developing an extension.
Yeah. I said, we only have so many hours in the day and so much time to develop features. And I think that, why we've gotten feedback, from the early phases to just so we know the right place to spend our time. And then, we've definitely built Adobe XD with extensibility in mind. I don't have any particular news to share on that front, but we're definitely, we built it with that in mind, and we'll get there. Yeah, so.
The architecture has been there. So. Yeah. What about persistent markers for assets? Well, you see what it is?
Persistent markers.
For assets.
Are you saying symbols?
I think, that would be symbols.
Yeah.
This is something you're working on.
Symbols is working on right now.
Okay.
We're just wrapping up some major research on symbols and libraries.
Okay.
And hopefully more on that
It will make
soon.
sense. It will make sense.
Yeah. See, someone asked if I want an icon somewhere and an icon somewhere else inside of a shape, for example. How can I do it without layers? So this is kind of a funny thing, is that depending on how people interpret layers. So we have layers. We have a Z order basically of hierarchy. I mean, to put it very simply.
And you have shortcuts.
Yeah. Bring things forward and backward, and we can group and we can ungroup and we can lock.
And actually, I saw, I think it was an article on Medium of someone who tried Adobe XD and who said that he realized that he could work with the layers and he doesn't want the layers back.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't want them back because I can work with the layers. But when the design becomes very complex, I agree with Travis. Sometimes you just need to bring something that is behind to the top. I agree.
Yeah. So again, I think we're just looking at ways and with those things in mind, like how do I help to grab something that's underneath or around or hidden. Actually, locking is one of my kind of favorite pet features because I think this is one that we decided to approach. Again, I think this is the really interesting solutions happen when you don't have that thing to rely on, right? Like we don't have a layers panel. So locking though is one of our kind of top things because we have these complex compositions, right? And so many times we have things that need to be locked. So in XD, which is different from Photoshop and Illustrator, is you can actually select a locked object, right? So actually here I have...
this is still something that would behave.
Yeah, right.
It's there. The object.
Yeah, so it's there, but of course, as if I can drag over and multi-select, and you can see the lock icon is actually here on the image.
Nice.
It's not selected, and the things when I go here in the sound change the opacity of these icons, right? It doesn't change. But what's really cool is that there's this little tiny icon there, this lock icon, and if I click on that, it's unlocked.
Yeah, that's great.
Right, and just adds it as a selection.
And you stay in the canvas. You don't have to
Exactly.
remember the shortcut.
So I think those are the kind of things that come up again because we didn't start with layers and we had to though address some of these workflow needs, and so I think that's why
cool.
we've been.
That's a good example.
We can get away with it for a little bit, but I think we definitely again want to support I think how people work because right you got to get work done at the end of the day, and I think that. People have workflows and needs with layers, and we want to make sure that we just make the best layers panel for doing that. So
nice.
Yeah.
And I saw some people like, was it Benny's, like from France? So yeah, as a reminder, now Adobe XD is available in French, German, Japanese too.
Yeah.
Which is great. I was part of the translation flow.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right.
That was funny.
All right. So if you have any issues with the French translation.
Yeah. I fixed a lot of stuff. Seriously.
Good. See, there you go. That's good.
Seriously,
good.
now it should make sense.
Yeah.
But we had great people in the team, in the workflow. It was fun.
Yeah. We have a great international team support in general.
Yeah.
Right? It's been amazing.
Super professional.
Yeah.
I received the file, like it was so organized over the wall.
Yeah.
That was
really great.
It was very interesting because to make you ask yourself so many questions. You're like, okay, what is the context of this? Salut Beniz. Yeah, we have some French people. All creatives in Paris, yes. That's my meetup in Paris.
Oh, nice.
All creatives in Paris. And code generation, I know it always generates some debates like about the quality of the code. So that's why I feel it should come from the community. That's my take on it. I would wait for the extensibility API to be available.
Yeah. I mean that's a bit of a Pandora's box. I think sometimes, right?
Exactly. And then you bet on the CSS framework, and 6 months after it's another one.
Yeah.
That gets hyped. So like
we want XD to be your starting point.
Yeah.
Wherever you end up and wherever you go, wherever you publish or wherever you end up with code, a designer's tool should be focused on solving the designer problem, the designer challenges, and I think that's just kind of how I have kind of seen it. I don't know if other people maybe agree with me on that, but again, like I could really appreciate a design tool because pretty like Illustrator because you could do so many things in it that that might maybe you say you can't do it in code, but maybe you can, and maybe you can actually challenge convention. And actually, I think I remember learning Flash, when I was in college, and I mean this is when I very first went to college, and I think Flash made the web what it is today, right? And you need the designer tool needs to be freed from like the limitations are good, but sometimes you need to be kind of freed, from those kind of
Flash really put a blank page, like it was a free canvas. You have this box, the sandbox. You have this rectangle in your page. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's amazing as a designer, and I think we're all still looking for that to a certain extent, right? So we're all still we want that freedom, but we also want to make sure that when it comes to just getting work done, that we have the tools that we need to make sure that we it can become a real thing fast. So. Yeah, let's see what else I was going to do here.
Some masking options.
Yeah, I was going to just mask a shape. Again, we have drag and drop, but we also have the ability to just make a mask. Yeah,
super cool.
Go in there and edit.
Oh, and edit the mask afterwards.
Yeah. So you can just double click in.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, being able to edit that. That's really great.
And I promised to give away a Creative Cloud subscription, so I should do it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to get a Creative Cloud subscription and then enjoy all the tools for 1 year, Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe XD, Premiere Pro, After Effects, all the links with all the Creative Cloud mobile apps. I mean, we have made some work with so many apps today. We had amazing prints,
Yeah.
So if you want to win something, just say thank you, Talin, in the chat. Just you have to be active in the chat. Make sure to follow the Adobe Tweet channel too. It will give you more chances. Let me bring some prints. I have to show you what we
All
got.
right. I love seeing it.
So say something in the chat, and I will pick a winner. So the prints.
I'll just continue designing my app.
Just put some masks.
Yeah, do some masking, do some background, sexy background blur.
So we started the day with Shona this
Oh,
morning.
wow.
This is some work
Still life with
Yeah.
buttocks. Very nice.
in Illustrator.
Love it. That's great.
And
Did our friend Rob do something today?
Yeah, but it's not printed.
Not
because
printed yet. All right.
I need to
didn't
work
get,
on the
I
print
didn't get one from
workflow.
last time, so he better hook me up, man. Yeah.
and this is Matt Fussell trying Photoshop Sketch for the first time.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Wow.
I think he knows how to draw.
Just a little bit. I think he does.
I think he has the basics.
Yeah.
And also Proco trying Photoshop Sketch for the first time with a real skull as a reference.
Oh,
and then
nice.
trying some comics ink technique directly
Nice.
in the app.
With
I think it works well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we gave away some prints to people in the chat. And it will be the same tomorrow and on Thursday. So be back tomorrow. We'll give away some prints.
Right. Next time I'll wheel the risograph in and we'll print some risograph with it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just right. It's just sitting over there in the studio.
That's true.
So next time.
Okay, it's time to pick a winner of Creative Cloud subscription. Ready? And the winner is The Real Psy Show. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the real,
real-
sideshow.
Not the fake one.
Not the fake one. The real sideshow.
No.
That's
the
legit.
real Psy Show.
That's legit.
Here we go. Give it 2 months. And yeah, so you will receive a message or website show. Congratulations.
Oh, and I saw Paul. Didn't Paul do a? I think one of my favorites lately was they did. I'm really into Overwatch right now, and he did a Overwatch drawing.
There was a
thing?
contest on Twitch.
was
So he did the ceremony, you know, to pick the winners.
Oh, cool.
And we had like the top 5 was really awesome.
Yeah, those were great.
That was very
fun.
impressive.
Yeah, I'm a
Very
little
impressive.
obsessed with that game right now. So
Oh, yeah?
I was happy to see
Good.
that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I was gonna make some Overwatch icons. Maybe I'll draw some Overwatch icons in XD and share that with you guys.
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Or you can imagine a companion app, maybe design it.
Yeah.
in XD.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We need that. Mm-hmm. I like that.
could work.
I like it.
Could work.
Yes, indeed.
And so tomorrow, let me share with you what will happen. So tomorrow morning, we'll start at 9 a.m. Pacific time. From 9 to 11, we will welcome back Shona X, and she will create another illustration from scratch that we will print, and we give away 5 prints. So I don't know. So that was funny this morning. Like she was looking inspiration, doing some research work directly on Adobe stock.
Oh, cool.
So and then she was bringing everything in Illustrator and said, oh, "Okay, so this is what I want."
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then at 11 we will be back with mobile illustrators, so Rob Generate, Proco, and Matt Fussell. And again, they will try different techniques tomorrow. They want to, like Matt and Proco, they use Photoshop Sketch for the first time. So tomorrow say, oh, let's try colors tomorrow.
Just throw it at them.
Yeah,
right?
we'll see.
Yeah.
And again, do some prints, give away the prints. So it should be cool. And then Carlos will be back tomorrow without Travis, but there will be Carlos and someone who works with him at Atlassian, I think, to do more Adobe XD and talk more about the process of experience design. So it should be cool.
Cool. That sounds great.
And with Jason, we do some live video editing.
Cabri Ninja?
Cabri Ninja?
Yes, XD is in CC and it's
Yes.
actually free. So whether you're
free
paid
preview.
or not,
Yeah,
you can download
you can get
XD.
it now.
So
Let me put the link now. You can get it now if you're on a Mac, because it's Mac only for the moment.
yeah,
And Windows is coming.
yeah. Well,
And,
thanks, Michael.
Yeah, I mean,
was
thank you,
great.
Talin. Yeah, it
No,
was
it was a
great.
pleasure.
We will be live for 2 more minutes. And then, who's next? The mods will help me. I think it's 2 Senseless. I think 2 Senseless is next. Yes. Yes. So this is cool. So stay with us on the Adobe Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow the channel. There's a follow button.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we will review also some entries from the Creative Jam and start giving away some Creative Cloud subscription, Adobe Stylus.
And
So-
you guys, if you have any more XD questions, you can always find the XD team on Twitter. I'm at mrtalin.com. I mean, at Mr. Talin on Twitter, not .com. And you can hit me up there, or again, reach out to us on the User Voice
site
as
User
well.
Voice is the best.
So,
Let me put it
great.
again. And yeah, very easy to reach them. And thank you, Talin, again for being with us.
Thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure. Yeah,
always a pleasure.
And I mean, we had the sneaks of the layers.
You weren't expecting that.
Oh no!
That.
Like seriously,
Amazing.
first time
Amazing.
I see this. I mean, I saw slides, but not live.
not live.
Live. I mean,
working
live
in the build.
Oh my god.
That's what we'll have to make. Maybe I'll try and tee up more of those kind of things, and we'll sneak more things. That way.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Pretty good.
It's a good thing, and to get feedback.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that more.
Yeah.
I like it. Just sneak everything. Just sneak the Adobe strategy.
That's fine. Yeah. It's
2
fine.
years.
No,
it's
well,
fine.
it's I've got it on my machine right now.
Let's open a PDF. It's called GTM. I love it. And so thanks again to everyone in the chats. In 1 minute,
thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
we will stop the stream from San Francisco, but still, 2 Senses would be with us. So stay on the Adobe Twitch channel. Thank you, Jason.
Yes, and wanted to remind everyone if they haven't already updated their CC apps, it's available.
Yeah.
that's right, yeah.
We have a new
Get all the
release.
updates
So
there.
if you don't see the update, in your Creative Cloud application, just restart your computer and you will see the updates.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me this morning. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Let us know what you think.
See you tomorrow. Yeah.
See ya.